Hi, I'm Paul Faronbi, aka IncrediPaul, and welcome to 6 Minute Saturdays. It's a shorter form of the podcast when I dive deeper into specific leadership, business, and career topics. Today, I'm talking about keys to success when starting a new job. So, it's that time of the year. The first month is gone, so there's 11 more months to go. A lot of people either start new jobs, or maybe if you're not even a new job, it's a new year, there's new goals, all of that stuff. So regardless or if it's a new job or just a new year or a new company, whatever it is, this episode can be for you. First off, if you're in a new job, congratulations. You made it. You started a new job, and hopefully it's everything that you dreamed of and more. If you don't know what to do, or maybe you're about to start a new job, this episode is for you. It's not too late to do the things you need to do, even if you've been working at your job for even say 20 years. It's never too late to do this. First thing you need to do, because a lot of times what I've learned, and there's studies that show that there's either leadership turnover or they move from position to position. So you are probably not going to have the same leader for more than 5 years. So even if you've been at a company 20 years, chances are your boss has not been the same boss for 5 years, unless maybe you're progressing with them. That may be the case as well. But one key thing you need to do is find out your leader's communication preference. Some leaders will just tell you, like, hey, I want you to meet in person or send me a text or email, whatever it is. Others, you need to ask. And so you need to be proactive. And here's the thing, like, I'm all about leadership. And yes, your leader should be proactive and telling you this is how I need to communicate. But you also need to lead up at times. And this episode is really focusing on leading up to make sure that you are setting things up for yourself so that you can be successful in your position. So figure out what your leader's communication style is. Definitely, you can just specifically ask them. If you're more on the interpersonal side, you kind of see what works and doesn't work. Some people will tell you one thing, but then you realize it doesn't work. You might have to pivot. I know I've had situations with in the past, I've had managers that said they prefer to shoot them a quick message on Teams or whatever instant messenger you have, but they don't always respond to it. And others that will just call me on the phone or set up a Teams voice call, whatever it is. So really figuring out what her or his communication style is very key in your leadership. Next thing you need to do, if it's not already been set up, and hopefully it is, set up regular meetings with your manager. Regular meetings. Pick a specific time frame for a reason. Whatever regular meetings look like. And regular does not mean once a year at performance review time. No. And this does not count as far as just seeing your manager day to day or in passing at different meetings. No, set up a specific time that you all meet on a regular basis. For example, I work in manufacturing a lot, so I would see my manager pretty much every day, multiple times a day, in multiple meetings. It didn't always make sense for us to meet every week, so we met every other week. With other places, when I was in corporate for Purina, I traveled 75-80% of the time. So trying to meet every other week or every week for sure was not going to work. Trying to meet every other week may not work either. So we met on a monthly basis. So figure out what that regular means. Like if you're having a lot of touch points with your manager, then weekly might be too much or too little, or at the beginning, maybe it's a couple times a week as you're getting started. But figure out what regular meetings you need, because you'd be surprised at how what you think is important for your job might not be aligned with what your manager thinks. Just all that matters is how tied into the day to day of what you're doing. So you want to make sure that there's alignment between what you're doing and what they're doing and what they're expecting from you. So regular meetings right from the start. Also set goals for the meeting. This meeting is not just to talk about life, talk about everything going on in your life, in their life. Yes, it is a time for you to get to know each other a little bit, probably the first couple meetings, but make sure there's an agenda. You don't want to waste her time. You don't want them to have waste your time either. Ask your leader what the priorities they have for you. Talk about the plans for the position. Make sure that there is a alignment. Finally, I'll leave you with this is make sure you ask for feedback regularly. It's been said that feedback is a gift, but depending on who's giving the feedback, it might be the gift that you want to return to sender. So keep that in mind. But if you can ask for feedback, make sure you're also ready to receive that feedback. I've had people ask me for feedback, and it was very evident that they did not want feedback. They just wanted me to confirm everything that they're saying was right. And that is not always the best way to approach things. So, that one, when you're asking for feedback or receiving feedback, emotional intelligence definitely comes into play. I'm thinking probably the next episode next week, I might talk about emotional intelligence. But let me know, what do you want to hear about? What are some things you want me to talk about on these 6 minute Saturdays? I want to make sure they're impactful for you so that you can keep being incredible.